Hey, it's AfriqueOfNature from YouTube.com. Just wanted to give you a shout, say what's up, and share with you again. You know, it wasn't easy going back and forth to the hospital, dealing with Jamal's death like a year and a half ago, and you know, I spent most of my days there, and when I came home at night, it was very hard for me to sleep. One night I decided to write a letter to try to get a lot of things off my mind, and I entitled it "To Whom It May Concern." In my mind, concern meant to who it may relate to who it may be about, to whom it may bear on. You know, let me just use it in a sentence for you. This problem concerns us all. That's what went through my head as I wrote it. To whom it may concern. I'm currently writing you this letter in the wake of my lover of 5 years deteriorating from pneumonia secondary to HIV and AIDS. This truly is coincidentally tragic, since my lover is a trained Martha Graham dancer who has worked in the fashion industry for the past 8 years. He matured in an era where Alvin Ailey and Arthur Ashe's death from HIV were seen as tragic losses to the black community, despite their respective sexual orientations or preferences. He also is a 31-year-old male who, like me, endured countless solicitations from HIV organizations, school-based and otherwise, to wrap it up or get tested to prevent the ravages of this disease. Needless to say, he was well informed and practiced his share of safe sex. This, however, was not enough to stop the course of the disease's spread in our community. He was unfortunately infected and began living with the disease until his untimely illness. This story sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? Our community has been dealing with this disease since the 70s and has tried to spread the message of prevention and safety, but it's still been an uphill battle. The familiarity of this story, however, ends with this unfortunate parallel to another. My lover is one of a pair of identical twins. His brother died 7 years ago, and 2 years before he and I met due to HIV-related complications. He, like his brother, was athletic, gifted, and energetic, but more adept at gymnastics than dance. The message of wrapping it up and getting tested had no effect on his existence, no more than it has on my lover's. These messages could have been possibly changed their fate, but prevention was a subject that was irrelevant since they were infected at such an early age. There was a message, however, that was neglected, misunderstood, underrepresented, that would have possibly made a difference in at least one of these remarkable twins' lives. The message is so simple that it's naturally overlooked by gay and straight alike. It is undeniably true in the eyes of any rational or mathematical person. Silence equals death. Think about it. 1 + 1 = 2. Twins. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. It'll never change. The truth is avoided daily, and we excuse it as naturally overlooked and acceptable because it is accepted that HIV is a negative element. We all want to overlook negativity. It's never invited or tolerated or accepted. It's been fought against, and rightfully so. It's been crusaded against and demonized. But so have the people that have been unfortunate enough to live with this disease. These people have been relegated to the shadows. They're more willing to accept sympathy from strangers and family alike for some of the most deadly of cancers than accept the shame of contracting a disease like HIV. HIV, the most indiscriminate infection that affects all races and classes in our society. Identical twins are identical. Their experiences, however, do not have to be the same. We are not born with hate, but we all do experience hate universally. We all are afraid to be hated. We're all afraid of being alone. We're afraid of the unknown. We're most afraid of making a difference. Afraid of seeming arrogant by trying to help the world, but realistically, you can't save the world. You can, however, try to make a difference though, sharing, talking, not silence. This will affect change in the world. Being truthful about what's really going on in life will change life for us all. I'm not telling everybody to go out there and divulge all their information to everyone they meet. Your privacy is truly your own. You divulge it to whom you judge fit. My experience with Jamal and him sharing with me about his brother Jamel is truly a gift. My life with him I must share. I'm sure our experience will enhance and affect at least one family's future. I learned a long time ago, if you forget your past, you're doomed to repeat it. Our experiences, good or bad, are meant to enrich our present, our future. I would hate for anyone to endure this tragedy ever again. These experiences of that remarkable twin Jamal should have been used to enhance Jamal's distinctiveness. His brother's memory should have increased his lifespan. Instead, Jamal's story remained taboo. Jamal fell in the shadows and was afraid as even I have been, afraid of the light, afraid of the truth it may illuminate. This story again is very familiar, however identical the circumstances, even between identical twins, uncomfortably identical. You cannot do the same thing again and again and expect a different result. Jamal and his life could have been a control in a unique experiment. An experiment in truth, tolerance, but most importantly, treatment. This is Freak of Nature coming from yahoo.com again, and also YouTube. Feel free to contact me, holler at me. Let me know how you feel. Does this concern you? Peace and God bless.